Here is no place to hide. Today, we are going to talk about how Ibrahim Traore just single-handedly ended the era of the African puppet in exile. Let me tell you about the oldest trick in the neocolonial playbook. It goes like this. The West installs a puppet. That puppet obediently signs the mining contracts, keeps the French military bases running smoothly, ensures the resources flow north, and leaves the poverty with the people. And when the people wake up, when a real leader emerges, that puppet is ousted. He packs his designer suitcases, boards a smooth flight to a neighboring country, and lives in a luxurious villa. From there, he continues to take 2 a.m. phone calls from intelligence handlers in Paris, secretly plotting to sabotage his own country. That is a neo-colonial witness protection program. It has worked perfectly for 60 years. But remember this word, past tense. Look at the first piece of evidence. Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, a man who thought he was safe. Coming to power in January 2022 on the hopes and frustrations of the Burkina Faso people, Damiba promised to wipe out the jihadist insurgency. But what happened? Nothing changed. He kept the French military bases. He maintained the extractive mining treaties. He left his own soldiers to die on the front lines, lacking weapons and ammunition. By September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore had seen enough. The fire of Thomas Sankara burned brightly. Damiba was ousted. He fled to Togo, a friendly coastal nation with excellent ties to France and the West. He was absolutely certain he would be protected, but he was wrong. Damiba did not retire. From his villa in Togo, he used dirty money from hostile forces to bribe officers back home. He deliberately created security loopholes so terrorists could flood in, killing his own people, all to destabilize Traore's government. This is not political opposition. This is terrorism with a diplomatic passport. But in this life, the law of cause and effect never misses anyone. He who sows betrayal must reap the bitter fruit. Traore's government held all the evidence, all the audio recordings, and broadcast them straight on national television. And this is where we witness a stroke of geopolitical brilliance that no Western textbook would ever dare to record. Why did Togo, an ally of France and not a member of the AES alliance, suddenly arrest and expel Damiba without even a courtesy call to Paris? The answer lies in one word: power. Burkina Faso is landlocked. They need a port for trade. When sanctioned by ECOWAS, Burkina Faso redirected its multi-billion-dollar trade flow through the port of Lomé in Togo. Suddenly, Togo struck a massive gold mine. The president of Togo faced a simple equation. On one side, a massive, growing economic partner. On the other, a washed-up former president using his soil for shady business. The decision was too easy. Traore didn't need to send a threatening letter, no embargoes, no military mobilization. He simply created an economic center of gravity that forced Togo to naturally orbit around him. The French Foreign Ministry spent 3 agonizing days just trying to figure out what on earth had just happened. Immediately, the Western media went into a panic. CNN and France 24 simultaneously screamed about democratic backsliding and Traore reinstating the death penalty for high treason. It's ridiculous. They kept their mouths shut when Western-backed puppet governments jailed the opposition. They turned a blind eye when African resources were looted in exchange for kickbacks. But when an African government takes harsh measures to protect its sovereignty and the lives of its people, suddenly it becomes a human rights violation. Their double standards are blatantly exposed. The West has no problem with ruthless governments. They only have a problem when that ruthlessness is used to protect African people instead of protecting Western interests. The expulsion of Damiba is not just an arrest, it is a verdict. Traoré just sent an ironclad message to every neocolonial force on the continent. The contract is torn up. There will be no more protective umbrella. Whether you run to Togo, Ivory Coast, Paris, or Washington, if you betray the African people, you will pay the price. The era of puppets and smooth exile flights is officially over, and the man who did it is a 30-something-year-old in military fatigues who couldn't care less what French television thinks of him. If you understand the historical magnitude of what just happened, drop the word sovereignty in the comments below. Hit the share button on this video so the truth travels further than the lies of the Western media. And remember, a lion never asks the colonizer permission to roar. See you in the next video.